his main out here is to go to Saudi Arabia. And I think it's probably a little bit early for him to do that yet. I still think he's got years left of playing at this sort of highest level in the Premier League, and he wants to do that. So that's helpful to Liverpool that desire is there. The one sticking point for this, and the reason I'm less optimistic about this one than maybe the others, is the fact he is on 350 grand a week. And so, when it comes to contract talks there, if he wants another 3 years at that level, can Liverpool be certain that he's going to be producing at this level for another 3 years? And it's almost another 4 years, because if you think he has a 3-year extension beyond what he's already got, we've still got almost the entirety of this season to go, and then another 3. I think it's hard to imagine that he will still be, at this level of output in another sort of 4 years' time. So if he does want 3, that is where it gets a little bit sticky. I just think there needs to be a compromise somewhere there, because Liverpool don't want to end up in a situation where they're paying him for the goals he has scored rather than the goals he's going to score. So that makes it trickier. And I think the compromise has to come somewhere, whether that is on what the wage is or the length of the contract, whether they can, push down to 2, or, if Liverpool can even get him down to 1, I'm sure they would probably be happy with that. But that's where the negotiation is with that one. And that, for me, is why that just feels like the one that's the trickiest of the 3 to kind of get done. So, yeah, it's difficult really for Liverpool to balance that. But as I say, it helps massively when the player wants to stay. That's a really good starting point, and talks, we believe, are kind of open there now. So, yeah, let's see how that one plays out. I would think they would possibly look at it and think even the second year is a gamble, in terms of, again, it's getting to the end of this season, then it's having another season, then it's another season after that. Are you still getting this level of output from him? Even that second year feels like a gamble. So to stretch to a third feels like a lot. I mean, one of the possible outs they've got is that Saudi Arabia, would pay for a fee for him anyway. But I still think that Mo Salah's ideal situation is that he leaves to go there on a free, because it just makes more sense. I mean, I know personally that his representatives have kind of quietly said in the past that the ideal situation for Mo is to leave on a free rather than be sold in the last year of his contract, because from their perspective, they would simply be leaving money on the table there, wouldn't they? Any fee that a Saudi Arabian club would have to pay for him to Liverpool would be money that gets taken out of his contract, essentially. So, that's where I think it's tricky. And Liverpool also can't really go into it thinking we're going to have the out of the Saudi Arabian money coming, because that project feels a little bit fragile. You don't exactly know where it's going. They don't spend as much as they did in that initial flurry. So, how much longer is it possible they lose interest in it or whatever? So, yeah, there's just a few variables there for me that just make it really, really difficult for Liverpool to work through towards a 3-year contract. So I just feel like they'd have to be compromised there. But again, those negotiations are ongoing, and what they can come up with, we'll have to see.